give your buddy a high five and say, I'm ready to learn. Come on, give your buddy a high five here. I once went to a client, and in a pre-introduction for the work we were going to do, she says, you can't use that word. I didn't swear. What was it? She said, you can't use the word love. You'll lose all respect of my directors. Big counting firm. And so I'm sorry, I'm going to use 4-letter words today. Love and care. Are you okay for that? Yes. Do I have permission to press your buttons? Yes. Do I have permission to rattle your cage? Because if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got, eh? Who wants more money, sex, drugs, rock and roll, love in their life? Nobody. Phew. All right, let's get going. If you were with me in 1977, Friday night, 11:30, I just finished my DJ gig. Grabbed my car keys. If you were walking out with me and we got to the car, you'd be very surprised. Because you'd have to climb down into the car. Climbed in, we sat down, started the motor. Drove out nicely all the way to the Edenvale Roadhouse. Who knows Edenvale? They've got a beautiful roadhouse. And we parked in there. And Edenvale, if you know, it's like Boxburg, Blackburn, that kind of, it's all the racing boys, you know, the triple Datsuns and the wheelies. Parked in front, had our drink and our burger. But there's this crowd of people around us. Climbed back in the car, gently idled out. And now we've got like 6 or 7 of them behind. And I know what they want. Changed down, put my foot down, and we started going with the roar of this beast. It was one of a kind in the country in 1977, the latest technology. V8, blueprinted, huge upgrades in all of the stuff. Driving from Edenvale to my home in Randburg, there's one last part of the highway. It's long and it's flat and it's straight. And if you've got a car like that, it's a waste of time to go slow. So I thought, come, let's play. Put my foot down, 180, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300. I'm not even looking at the dashboard anymore. I'm looking at the road because it's this narrow little thing. I can't explain the thrill and the adrenaline when you're doing 300 k's an hour down the highway. It's an unusual experience. Not always smart, but unusual. 3 weeks later, my co-sales guy at the company blew that car engine, doing 120 in the middle of Randburg. Here's the problem. How could I do 300? And he blew it and burnt it out at 120. And here's the wisdom and the magic for you. If you're a manager and a leader, can I see who leads people and who manages people here? You're allowed to put up your hand, it's legal. We don't charge. You see, management matters. And I know that you're about business and billing, but you have the human element in your organization, and it's the humans that do the business. And so you can have somebody that can be smart and caring and conscious and can unleash and enable people performance. And then you can have somebody that's a complete hooligan who's going to mismanage and destroy, burn out the people. And so let's play today. I'll share with you some of the things that I think would be valuable. So the question is, on a scale of 0 to 10, how good a leader are you? Give yourself a score, don't have to share. How good a leader are you? Here's the truth. Every one of you brings happiness. Know this, hey? Every one of you guys bring happiness. Some of you bring happiness by coming into the room. Some of you bring happiness by leaving the room. I'm not too sure which one you are. But if you ask your staff, if you're brave enough. The real challenge is I was researching your industry, it's keeping talent. Who's frustrated with the new generations who don't want to work as hard, work as long, look at their heads? The world has changed. Yes, you get people, but they have a different mindset, a different energy system, different attitude, different values, different expectations. You cannot use your belief system to manage another person. And there's a consequence of that behavior. And as a leader, it's your job to unleash people performance. Yes, you've got to do billings and money. Money is oxygen. Money shouldn't be, for me, the reason for a business only. It should be a place where people live and love and learn and laugh and grow and succeed. So the one challenge on the one side is staff. But the other one is, who's after your lunch? Who's using AI in their business? If you're not, you're a dinosaur. Really, if you're not leveraging the power of all the new tools, technologies, systems, you're at a huge disadvantage. I'll give you a little secret. Go home, look up Google, Notebook LM. It will blow your mind. And it's free. So go and check out what you can do to leverage it, because if you're going to succeed in the long term, you can't be the same as you were last week, last month, last year. And so we have technology, and we spend more money on tech for the machines than we do on developing our people. In all of the companies where I do strategy and team development, leadership, I say, show me your budgets for tech, show me your budgets for people. People are always the last. But this is what drives the machine. This heartbeat. Take it away, what do you have? For me, this is the reason for the machine. So here's the real challenge that you have. Is we were at PE West London, and there was a lady there, she says, we've got your version 1998 software still installed. It's like, there's no wonder you're going slowly. The world's moved much faster. Who thinks the future's lighter and easier and slower? Well, it's harder, more competitive and faster. I promise you, everything's speeding up. I'm a techie. That's why Marie chose me. I've been in tech my whole life. One day in tech is a year or two in normal life. Every day some new AI stuff is happening. And in people performance as well eventually. So I want you to watch this. This was the best in the world in 1955. And think about, are we still living in the dark ages with how we show up with our technology and with our people management? Because birds of a feather flock together, we behave together, we'll talk, if we've got time, I'll talk about love languages, but if my love language is touch, I will normally show attention, care, and appreciation through touch. But if your love language is gifts or time, it's not going to have as much impact and as much power. So have a look at this and think about the size of the team, the pressure. Racing is always big money, big speed, big time. Have a look.
But Holland comes in for a pit stop. Time to refuel and change tires. Lou Moore himself changes the tires. Only 4 crew members, including the driver, are allowed to work on the car. It's a tense time. Holland stays in his seat, anxious to get away. Let's watch.
Every second counts. Who's feeling some pressure here? Check the driver.
The tires are changed at last. A crewman polishes the windshield as Holland moves away just 67 seconds after he stopped.
Think about that. That was world class, the best. The problem is people are still using these kind of mindsets. Have you upgraded your software, your warmware? You know, you've got hardware and software that these experts are bringing you. But have you upgraded your warmware? Who knows about IQ? You know what IQ? IQ gets you on the field. Who knows about EQ? Emotional intelligence keeps you on the field. People are hired for their IQ. They're fired for their lack of EQ. Because the higher up you go, the more it's about people, than about the business. You hire the people to do the business, but you've got to be leading the team. And so EQ's become now with AI, AI is encroaching over into business. You can feel the pressure in all the jobs, robots. The more that encroaches, the more we need high tech and high touch. Most people want the human element versus the robot. And so you've got to be that part of the machine. And so even if you've got a high-performance team, how many wheels in your car must be out of balance if you are going to be impacted in performance? Ever driven your car with just one wheel? It'll shake the whole car apart. That could be one person. It could be one part of the organization, but it all impacts the entire performance of the system. For me, this first part is about the why. Why is this stuff important? Times are tough. We might be okay, food, clothing, shelter. People in this room probably were in the top 10% of quality of life on the planet. Top 10% of quality of life on the planet. Other people are taking strain. I promise you, don't have to drive far to find people under huge pressure. Just because I'm smiling and my mask is okay, doesn't mean some internal stuff is not doing too well. And Google's research shows that 9 out of 10 managers are bad managers. So look around, look left and look right. You can see who the bad managers are around you. Hope like hell you're one of the good ones, not one of the bad ones. We're doing the best we can with what we got. And that's why it helps having external experts to come show you the gap with love and care, like you could improve, this could be better, and to raise the consciousness. Here's what I think you guys work in. I think from my research, from my reading, from my listening to people, this is the kind of environment. Who thinks you work in a hot kitchen? A very hot kitchen? And it's maybe kind of a caricature, but when I listen to the stories and when I show you the technology, the consequence for people, this is the big thing that happens. Stress, duress, burnout, unhappiness. 95% of all illness is stress-induced. So in doing my research, this is what I found online. And I'd love you to read it. I had burnt out eventually, had surfaced. The guy was scared that the bosses knew that he wasn't coping. You might be strong and tough and rough and resilient. What about those that are not? What support are you giving? What training are you giving? What kind of context, culture, climate do you have? I'm getting better. And this is a guy that is just in his articling he's talking about. Never mind, he's into the full contact race. So let's play. Imagine you are in charge of people. What percentage of your staff do you think might be ready to leave in the next 12 months? Not long term, 12 months. This is global research. Better position, better salary, better culture. People will join your business for vision, mission, and values. They'll leave because of your bad management style. People will work for a living, but they'll die for a cause. When your people wake up in the morning, do they wake up and say, "Good morning, God, I'm excited. I'm going to go and make some meaningful impact in the world beyond make more money for my boss"? Or is it, "Good God, it's morning again"? So what percentage do you think of people in the global research is looking to depart from their current toxic or semi-toxic or not so lacquer workplace? Get a number in your head. Anybody want to call out an idea? You're smiling. What's your number? Guess. Take a stab. 50. 80%. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 67% of people, that may be a little bit different in your organization. Take 30%. If they leave tomorrow, what impact is it on your organization? And it could just because of you. You will have blind spots, which will show you some of them. And so we have a solution for you. Number one, don't give me old technology. You're going to slow me down. My brain's going to get frazzled. Use the best and the latest. I've been with these guys now for a week. And I'm a techie. I was a partner with IBM. If I was in your industry, I'd have everything that's here. I would automate. I'd have the very, very best, the fastest, the cyber security is life and death. If you don't have that as the minimum, there's something that's not right with your thinking there. They will bring the foundation. You then need to bring the heart part of the machine. And that's I'm a techie, but I prefer hacking human software. It's much more fun and much more challenging and rewarding. AI is going to be there and it's going to grow. And the left brain people, I struggle with lawyers, accountants, engineers, hardcore left brain people. You know, the journey from the head to the heart is the longest journey most men will take. But in the workshops, the most wrestling and negotiation around stuff is lawyers, accountants, and engineers. Because they're just trying to get there's this human thing. I got told not to use that word. Now, do you love what you do? Who loves what they do? Who loves where they do it? Who loves who they do it for? You're blessed. I mean, what else do you need? So my friend Uda and I, we've been friends for 43 years. And I came down to do some work with a large executive team. And he said, you won't buy yourself one of these new tech things. And Siaki, yeah. And then eventually one Sunday, I was trawling through Facebook and I saw one. And I went and got it on Monday. That night I went out on a date and I had one cider and one glass of red wine. Nothing else happened. Went home. But the next morning, the bottom of my back was really, really sore. But being a burki, and I'll just push forward. Tuesday sore, Wednesday sore, Thursday sore. But what I didn't tell you is Monday night after my date, I started playing with my new toy. And one of the programs, you know, when you're fiddling around, you learn. It said ECG. So I thought, let's test it. And up from my ECG came that. Now watching the face this was probably 12:30 at night. It's yeah, okay, next. Went to sleep, go back. Friday I go to the doctor for my back. I've forgotten about this. So as I'm finishing, she says, here, take some tablets for muscle relaxant. As I'm walking out, I say, oh, hold on, I forgot. My watch told me. She said, what? Lie down. All the machines on. Oh, hospital, now, Discovery. Life clinic. They won't let me in because she's a doctor, not a specialist. 5 hours later, I'm in emergency in Joburg Surgical. Put all the buttons on, you have atrial fibrillation. What does that mean? It means your heart's not working, China, and you can have a stroke. It's ooh, cook. So now my D-dimer blood scores are too high. I've got to go and do a scan for clots. And they come back and the doctor says, good news, sir, there's no clots. But we found you've got gallstones. And your PSA is too high. Gentlemen, do you know what your PSA test is? If you don't, you're in trouble. And so I went from being this high-performance Ferrari, no sick, no doctor, nothing, to suddenly I'm in hospital with a cardiologist, with a urologist. You know, it's if I had left it, there's a good chance I could have had a stroke. Because you know, if you don't have blood thinners and slow the heart down, stuff can happen. And I still got a lot of dancing to do. But if I hadn't had my technology, I might not be here. And it's the latest technology, not 1812 kind of watches. If you're a tech, don't treat your people like a tech. Bring some heart into the dance. Bring some care. Create a space where people love to come to work. They love what they do. There's meaning, there's passion, there's purpose beyond make more money. There's what I call bleedership, people that harm people to make money. There's people that just greed, more money, more money, more money. And then there's leadership. Yes, money matters, but we're going to build people, we're going to build lives. For me, it's crazy that people work their lifetime and when they retire to eat dog food. Can I play with you just now? I mean, financially, I'm talking about. If you stopped working today, how long before you run out of money? There's always more months left at the end of the money. And you think when you get to 50 or 60, it's going to change, or 65? Call out the oldest person you know alive today. Anybody? Oldest person you know that's alive. 97? Go. 97, 97, 97, going once, going once, going once. We had 102. How are you going to fund from 60, 65 to 100? How do you expect the people that have given their life to you to do the same? By using technology, you can start to give people leverage, you can free them up to do the important stuff. But grow your people, and I'm going to give you a secret why it's so important to grow them. These people here, from my experience, can give you the tools you need. Talk to them. It's not going to cost you anything. Talk to them. Let them use their expertise and millions invested to show you the gaps. Then you can do something. It's the same as me. I went to the doctor. He put me on. It's like 8 grand for a hello, how's it? 5 grand to use the machine. And he says, here's your gap. Here's the consequence. There are 1, 2, 3 solutions. And I can then choose. So how is your business doing? How is the human element, the engagement, the staff satisfaction? How are they doing? People are scared of losing their job. So they're not going to give you feedback that you might need or be well worth getting. How are you doing inside? If you're not having at least a once a year full checkup, talking everything, even the going to the urologist is not as much as men hate it, you've got to just sometimes and get the full process done. But at least you know, and then you can make choices and make decisions. So I spent my 35 years, plus a little, and more than 20 million rand in time and money to build a machine, a system. Because business is never going away. How do we create a workplace where people love to work, where people love who they're working with, where you can bring out the best in people? Who's read a self-development book in the last month? Look around. No growth here. I'm serious. If you're not upgrading what's in here and what's in here, your value is going to become a little bit less and less. Let's show you what can happen. You've got a little car. I've given you a car. I flew them all the way from China and then Joburg to help you remember this is not for your kids. I'm coming to check you in a month's time. If this is not on your table and you've given it to your children, there's a fine. This is for you to remember that it's a very simple model. PTLC. And you can think of performance transforms via leadership consciousness. It's people, it's teams, it's leadership and culture are the 4 wheels you need to balance, that you need to address when you're building a positive, happy, healthy, high-performance organization. All 4 need attention. You can't just do one wheel and ignore the others. It's not going to work. So let's see if you're thinking. Tell me how many squares we are going to have. Please do not share with your partner. Tell me how many squares. Because we all look at the same thing, but people see different things. I'll give you 30 seconds to go. 17, let's go. Anybody? 21, 21, 21, 21, 21. How many?
22.
How many? How many? 22. Oh, there's a lot. You see, I'm showing you to you. You know, when I go to the 20, how much is it going to cost? A lot. We said, do not talk. 26, 26, 26. How many? 21. Why can't you see 26? 50. She's smoking stuff. She must take it back. They charge you too much for it. Oh, 29. So think about how certain are you of how many squares there are? Where do you fit in on this thing? Do you know that you don't know that like I don't? Or there's some people that are arrogant, they think they know everything. And the challenge is sometimes we don't know that we don't know. And that's why you need an external expert to come along and say, can I show you what I see? And then you can do something positive and constructive. So let's go. 16, 4x4, 16 plus 1, hey? Plus 4, 21. And now next. Oh, why didn't you see that? 25. Here's what I don't understand. In 30 years of doing this, people see 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 4 by 4. Why isn't there a part of the brain that says, I'm missing something? 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Oh, maybe there's a 3 missing. For me, it's quite intriguing how the brain tricks you and you think you're in charge. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 29 and 30. There's 30 squares. And for the people that didn't see C13, they're frustrated, they complain, life's boring, life's this. It's not life, China, it's you. It's what's running here. And for those that see 50, they're going to be frustrated because they want everything. And life's going to give you what it gives you. So whatever you're smoking, take it back. Please don't treat your staff like you are. Whatever your brain set is. Many people are strong, they're tough, they're resilient. The younger ones coming through today, they're fragile. Don't treat them like robots. No, you laugh. I'm a lifelong counselor and hospice counselor. Let me tell you, the kids 12 and 13 are committing suicide at greater rates than have ever happened in history. They're checking out before. Social media is not the nicest thing in the world. So you might have somebody that's resilient and they're strong. No, I'm blessed to be around people that are like that. Birds of a feather flock together. You support and you grow and encourage. But what happens if your garden isn't growing nicely? And there's some little floppy ears and people that are struggling. Do you go and shout at the person, "Hey you, do better"? Or do you go to the gardener and say, "Excuse me, manager, what's happening with your team here?" 70% of all performance is based on leadership, manager, skill, expertise, interaction, care and consciousness. But it also matters about the people that you have. So Uda and I went to Spain on holiday. We came across this building. It's cold, rainy, it's wet. Go to the first guy's got this little pile of bricks. Like, "Good morning, sir, what are you doing?" He says, like, "Can't you see I'm doing work?" Go to the next guy's, same thing, but bigger pile of, like, "What are you doing, sir?" He says, "Can't you see I'm building this building?" Okay. Go to the third guy, he's got this huge pile. He's whistling away in the rain. Like, "Sir, what are you doing?" He said, "Can't you see? I'm building this beautiful cathedral for my people." Which are you? Which is your staff? Do they have passion and purpose and meaning for what your business does? Or is it just bull? What drives them? Does it align with their hopes and dreams? People are in your business because you want value from them. So the left-hand side, up and down, is the value. The right is how long they stay with you. And this is the typical model. You know, people come, you onboard them, you grow them, they do the work, they learn, and then they leave. Standard cycle. But imagine if you could be a blindingly amazing lawyer that grows the green, that unleashes potential. Who can remember having an amazing leader in their life that absolutely brought out their best in them? Lovely feeling, hey? It feels good, exciting. Who's been around a bad leader who's broken them, have been abusive? Look, more hands. The challenge, eh? Onboarding matters, performance enablement, creating a context and a culture, being a good manager and developing your people. When I had my IT company, every day for 1 hour in the morning, you had training, what are called nibble knowledge. Every single day, Monday to Friday. Didn't come to training, you didn't have a job. So if you're not, in today's world, if you're not growing, you die. You're going backwards. So this is probably the kind of energy that you have in your organization. Left side is capability, skill set. Right is commitment. You know, you can have people with skills, but they're not committed, hey? They're not engaged, they're not excited to be with you. And so the D people, ultimately you want them to depart, because they're destroying your performance. And hopefully they're only a small percentage, because their baggage slowing you down. The high commitment people with low skill, you can develop them and grow them. The high capability people, they like prisoners. They love, they can do, but your context, you're a bad leader, bad manager, toxic culture, toxic space. The really high performance heroes, small percentage. And so you probably have this kind of balance. And the good workers, you load them, you overload them, because you know they're reliable and they perform and then they burn out and then they leave. And you lose your best talent. People know what to do, they don't do what they know, because it's a feeling thing, it's not just a head thing. It's a feeling. Do you feel excited? Do you feel confident? Do you feel like taking action? So if you're going to lead people, know that we have 6 core needs. They drive us, they control us, they impact how we think, feel and act, how much propensity we have to be successful, to take action, to focus. The The first top 4 are needs of the ego. The bottom 2 are needs of the soul. What kind of contribution? What kind of contribution do your organizations, do your efforts bring beyond just business, business, business? Because if I ask you the question, what is your business? Think about it. What is your real business? Mindset matters because we know that people with the right mindset can bring up to 7 times more value, and if you're a leader, up to 8.4 times more value. Good people are hard to find. Are you one of those people that are hard to find? Would you have you on your team? Would you love to work under you? And just because you abuse you, because I used to abuse the heck out of myself, doesn't mean it's okay to abuse others. And so we know the elephant at the circus is powerful, and it can break away. Why does it not? Because it's been taught to be helpless. It's called learned helplessness, psychologically validated. If you come to me with an idea and I say no, you come again with another idea and no. By the 3rd or the 4th time, it's like, I'm not bringing ideas. And I induced learned helplessness in teachers and headmasters in less than 5 minutes. And the guy came and said, I'm absolutely shocked. I'm doing this to my students every day. People have the power and the potential, but if they don't have the hope and the resilience and the belief, and you're the one that can build that belief. I see lots of people. They smile nicely, low self-worth, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, high anxiety levels. So we have this system, this revolutionary workplace system where people matter, teams are the ones that we use to grow up people, but leadership is really, really a catalyst for success. Let me ask you, are you a good leader? This is a diagnostic from one of my clients. Green is good, red is dead. Do you want to work for this guy? Toxic. And he thought he was doing okay. He almost cried when he saw this. Because we created a safe space for people to give feedback on how he was showing up. He's been able to change now because he found the gap. And he was able to upgrade his knowledge, skill, and ability. So these are some things you can do to be a good leader. They're all valid and important. But I want you to think about something. Just look around this room. We have drug dealers in this room. Please look around. Look. You have drug dealers. Look to see who you think is the drug dealers here. Look, have a look around. You think I'm joking? I swear you got a lot of drug dealers. In fact, here's the truth. You are all drug dealers. You just don't know it. And that's dangerous. Because you induce drug-induced states in people without being, you're oblivious of the impact you have. You obviously want the green performance, we know that. But I see people are burnt out because when we do the diagnostics and the health wellness diagnostics, this is what we find in the people is their dopamine, their serotonin, the oxytocin, their love, connection, care chemical, and their cortisol are like that. And that's the invisible stuff that controls how fast you can go, how positive you feel, how strong your immune system is, your thinking. Your gut and your immune system control how you think, feel, and act. But you're inducing these chemicals in your staff every day. Because I'm going to be brutally, radically honest, most staff just don't have the time or the knowledge. They're so busy trying to survive life that they don't get into this. You as a leader need to know about the impact that you have here. So this is what you ultimately want. But you have to know how to do it. Because that's how you start to build a foundation of I can unleash performance to become a high-performance organization. So on the scale, top is love, care, attention. The bottom is twitchy, bitchy, whingy, whiny. Your goal is to raise people up this scale. Positive appreciation, recognition, validation, support, culture, positive climate. But most people push their people down. And sometimes unknowingly. So here's the real question, and I've seen this when I did some other consulting for law firm. Everybody's got obligations and duties for hours billed. Who's running the machine? Who cares about the heart? Who cares about the people that are burnt out? You as a leader have blind spots. You all have blind spots. So tell me what you can read in this, because there's all of these signals coming from business, staff, life. What are you reading? Who knows 3D pictures? You got some? Can you read what it says? Because most leaders I see, this is them, they're looking, and they can't see beyond the 16 squares. They don't see the 28, 30 squares. So what does it say? It says, I love you. It's hidden in there. But if you don't know how to look, if you're not aware enough to stop yourself and say, let me see what I can find out. So you're probably like this frog until a fool like me comes along and starts to rattle your cage and say, wake up, wake the frog up. You know the story about the frog? Okay? You put a frog in cold water, slowly heat it, and it accommodates and it adjusts and it says, be reasonable, just for now. And eventually it'll die. You'll boil it. Most leaders are like that until something wakes them up. So you're running on old rules, old values, old beliefs, old behaviors, old expectations, old viewpoints. And that's a kiss of death. Because you need a mindset that uses the new tech that you have around from these people. And with that, you now have a platform that you can leap off on to make a high-performance organization. And so why is this important? Because let me show you the new world that your competitors are bringing, those that are using AI and all of the new tools. Winning and losing is tenths and hundredths of a second. They know what they're doing. They're inspired, they're motivated, they love, they're led properly. You've got this model available. Promise me that you at least just don't talk to them and say, come and talk to me, show me what you see, show me what we can do. Let's find the gaps and let's find a way that we can improve. If you want to do something with your people, give us a shout. You can find lots of my stuff online, but start to be caring about how the human element is happening in your machine. So to be successful, most people spend money on insurance. Right? Who's got insurance? You guys got insurance? Add it up. Boat, plane, train, medical, house, life. Add all your insurances up, get a number. I won't ask you to share. Can you get your name? Why are you smiling? I know guys that pay 25 grand a month insurance. It's like insurance. So get your number. Add, double the number, so I'm going to just assume a number. 10, double it, becomes 20. Add 2 noughts is 2 million. 2 million rand is what I would spend out of my bank account on a maybe for insurance. What am I going to have in my hand after 10 years? Out of my 2 million payment, what am I going to have in my hand? For my 2 million that I put out? Hub, nothing. Can you win by just protecting your goals? So if you're smart, and I'm assuming you are here, are you investing an equal or greater amount into yourself and your people to ensure success? Are you developing and growing yourself and them with the latest tools and technologies? Because you can build a revolutionary workplace with these kind of things. Big picture, these become the frameworks that you can build into your system that get people excited and inspired and motivated, because you have to build a machine and maintain the machine like that pit stop team. You can't just build. Yes, that's part of the machine, but it's a small part. If you're just selling hours, you're on a hiding to nowhere. because that model is going to change with AI, going to change dramatically. If you only remember one thing, please remember this for today. Google's research, millions. What makes a good manager? They're a coach. They come from positive support and they care. They really, really care about their people. They create a place where people belong. They're connected. They're included in the process. And we obviously have opportunity to create very interesting and inspiring workplaces. Results matter. Business is about getting results, getting value from the process. Help your team to measure and be very clear on how they're succeeding. Collaboration is the challenge I see in all teams. There's these silos across departments. Create context where people talk, communicate, share, need, solution, challenge. Listen. I find many leaders not listening. They're hearing and not listening to the feedback. It's, I'm telling you, I know. Have the expertise to help your people. Like you were helping talking. If you give a man a fish, you teach him, he eats a meal. If you teach them how to fish, they eat for a lifetime. If you're helping her, like, look here, look here, look here, versus, what are you doing? Become a coach and use questioning rather than dictatorial telling. Make good decisions, teach your people to make good decisions, and that means you're going to have to make some bad ones to learn how to make the good ones. Delegate down, give authority, give accountability to people. Empower them to perform and enable with new tools and technologies. Yes, new people need micromanaging, but as quickly as possible get them into their own space that they can run. Information is changing constantly. Give people clear roles. This is my swim lane, this is my inputs, this is my outputs, this is how I'm going to measure you. Grow, every day, grow. It's called deliberately developmental. There are 5, 6 companies in the world. Half the day is training, half the day is business. I don't think we'll ever get there in this country, but do 45 minutes every morning. Grow, learn, improve. Across the board. And so why is that important? If you are going to be a high-performance team, there are certain things that are vital. The one is to make a culture where it's psychologically safe to bring the full you to work, not just your head. And that means you feel that you belong, you can share, you can contribute to the process. You feel valued and appreciated and recognized. You can learn and grow and make mistakes and not have your head chopped off because you tried something and it didn't work out exactly as you had planned it. You can contribute without being humiliated or shamed because that's a stupid idea. You shut down people very quickly, learned helplessness is induced so quickly. And then you can challenge the boss and say, hey you, I think that's wrong. What about trying this? But there are many places that's a career suicide move, because the boss, normally the older ones like me, they think they know everything. It's not my first rodeo, right? I've done this before. And then adaptagility with COVID coming. Yes, people change, but they change too slowly. With today's times, you've got to pivot quickly. I know people that made millions in COVID, and I know companies that crashed in COVID. So here's what I'm going to tell you is coming, so you can be ready. More waves are coming. I promise you, more waves are coming. MPOX, World Economic Forum, there's stuff coming that's going to lock us away again. You're going to find challenges on every corner. It's only getting harder and faster. Everybody in this room can have the same technology, but your differentiator can be your people, their passion, their purpose, their commitment to the game. You might be lucky and have one or two that are super brave, resilient, excited to get out into the waves. You know, I go out in my jet ski 5 kilometers in the ocean. I'm on a 3-meter jet ski. I catch sharks that are 4 meters. Now, I'm a little unique. Udo, we're friends because of that kind of vibration. We do things that are a little bit off the edge of the plate. But there are a lot of people. If I said, let's go paragliding, who's coming with me? It's like 3, 4. Right? The rest are like, no. And so the problem is, if you give your people old tools and old technology, they're going to be limited. They're going to be constrained to what that can do. As good as they may be, they'll never be as good as this kind of guy. And they've even got wings that they add to this now that they don't even need waves. The world is changing so fast and you can be left behind. And I can tell you one thing, you are going to have challenges. There's going to be people to stop you, to block you, to get in your way, and they are good. Sometimes maybe better than you or better than us, but you need to bring your A game to the party. And this is what I see in companies, is they're running on old stuff, but in there's people with knowledge, skill, ability, passion, purpose, excitement, commitment that has been wasted. And the bosses in the front complaining, nobody ever helps me, I'm the only one working. And the guys at the back are pushing, he's like, where the hell are we going? You know, he never talks to us, he just tells us stuff we do. We've got no idea. So you have to make a decision today. I hope you're going to make a smart one. Otherwise, my flying around and all of this has been for nothing. Make a commitment to you and your people that growing and learning and thriving and flourishing are part of the business machine, not just bull, and merry. Money's oxygen, it's not a motivator. You know, fuel in my car doesn't make it go faster, it just makes it go. There are things that you can do for your people to unleash them. And this is the most important thing, and I only put this in last night, and I heard him talk about the kiss of death. Because what I'm hearing is there's people in the organization that they're slightly older generation, they've got the system that they know so well, and that's habit. To stick with that is death. It is the kiss of death, because as in anything, dementia, cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, know this, and I'm learning fast for health. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it fast. Anybody ever broken an arm? In 90 days, those muscles are gone if you don't build. And it's the same with this. This is a muscle. Sticking with the old and avoiding the new is actually a kiss of death. And it's an insane kiss of death now that we know about what's happening inside of us. And so neuroplasticity is the thing that when you're exposed to new learning, new ideas, new technologies, the brain has to learn and grow. One of our guys is mom, I think it might be Barry. Barry, how old is your mom or your gran?
97.
She does all the crosswords?
97.
She's 97. She does crosswords and she's sharp as a pin. The only reason she is because she's learning and growing and exercising and using her grey matter. And so I've spent my life putting this stuff together to help you learn how to unleash your people performance. And the goal of me being with this team today is together we form a perfect partnership. They'll bring you the expertise, the foundation, the tools, the opportunity to be the best. And we'll bring you the human element part of the process on how do you build and unleash an amazing team. Because if you're going to join this team, I promise you, we'll get you over the winning line. Thank you.